Pixie Podcast. We are back again with another episode. And for the people who may just be getting introduced to you, who is Pay2Play Rich in your own words?
Okay. So Pay2Play Rich is an artist, a CEO. He's a father. He's a businessman. He's an independent and free thinker. He's a leader and not a follower. He's a man, a real one.
I like that.
Yeah.
Where does the name Pay2Play, when did music first become something serious for you? My bad.
I would say music became serious for me in 2020 during the pandemic. That's when reality kind of kicked in for me. Like, I always wanted to do music, even as a kid, but I think, as a kid, I really didn't have the confidence, to really know who I was as a person or as a man to even want to get out there and do music. I wasn't writing as much as a kid or actually trying to create. But I got to a point around some friends that I grew up with in my neighborhood, Marcus being one of them, and we found a common ground when it came to music and wanting to do music. And I think, during that time, I started writing on my own and in my own little time. Mm-hmm. And from there, I went to college and I was messing around with it, and I had some friends there who really enjoyed it. All of these things that was happening were just like reassurances for me.
Yeah.
And then the pandemic happened, and when the pandemic happened, I tell this story all the time. I lost my job. I ended up losing my apartment. I was staying on my mom's couch. And I don't know, what was happening or what I was thinking about, but just one day when I woke up, I just told myself, like, bro, if you died tomorrow, you would be really sick or have, guilt that you didn't try music or take it serious. And I think that weekend, I called up my engineer. I told him I wanted to book a studio session, and I went to the studio, and ever since then, I've been recording music. Yeah. Ever since that day. So I think that's when I decided that I was going to take it serious and, like, really invest my money into myself and into my craft, into the business.
And it made you feel, like, really good afterwards, right? Like, doing that, didn't it?
Yeah. And I'm really glad that I did it, at that time. Sometimes I wish I would have did it earlier, but I think, everything happens for a reason.
Right.
And God always, we on his timing.
Exactly.
Exactly. So I got that message when he wanted me to have it, Type.
Where does the name Pay2Play Rich come from? What does it represent?
Pay2Play Rich came from a group chat conversation with the bros. We was having a conversation in the group chat about, celebrity women and which ones we would pay to, mess with or deal with. And I was the one in the group chat saying most of them or majority, just joking around, playing. And then during the midst of that conversation, one of my bros called me Pay2Play Rich. And when he said that to me, shout out to Josh. When he said that to me, it was funny, but it stuck to me. It had like this ring to it, like Pay2Play Rich. That sounds cool. And then, after that, the way my mind works, I'm like, okay, I done took I went down a whole rabbit hole of like looking up Pay2Play and what it means. And at the time, when I researched it, what it stands for is to get into the game. And that was around the time when I was trying to get into the game and do music, and I was like, you know what I mean? Like, this is something that I can run with. So I took that, and I decided to spin the narrative and use it to my advantage. And I think when it comes to Pay2Play, still when people think of it, they think of it from a negative or a sexualized standpoint. But I've spun it to the point where now it means to invest into yourself for a greater good, you know,
I like
because
that. Yeah.
it's the original meaning is to get into the game. And you know, I realized that when you get into this game, you got to pay to play. Like it's not a business where anything's going to be just handed to you or you know,
You got to work for
you
it.
got to work for it, and a lot of times pay for it. And sometimes it's not always monetary, but at the end of the day, you got to pay to play, and that's where that came from.
I like that. I
Yeah.
like that. Let's see. Okay. Do you think talent matters less than money in today's music industry?
Does talent matter less than money? Yes.
Why?
We living in a time right now where the most important thing is entertainment, right? Like if no matter how talented you are, if you can't entertain, it doesn't matter.
Right.
It doesn't matter how much money you have. If you can't entertain, it doesn't matter. But the thing is that all three of those things are synonymous and they work hand in hand when it comes to this business. So you can be talented, but if you don't have the money and can't entertain, you're screwed.
Screwed, right.
Or, you know, any other way you want to put it. You have to have all three. But to your point, you need more money than you need talent. The more money you have, the further you'll get in this business because it's a pay to play business. You know what I'm saying? I think a lot of times people hear the music industry and they confuse that with the music business, and there's a difference between the two, right?
Yeah.
If you don't understand, then I would advise you to go, you know, do your research and understand the difference. But when we talk about the music business takes money, and it takes a lot of money to actually get to, you know, to build a foundation as an artist. So yeah, I would say that's more important, having the money over the talent.
Would you sign to a major label if the deal looked right, or ownership non-negotiable for you?
Ownership is always non-negotiable for me, and that's just because I have the understanding now of the importance of ownership. And I think a lot of times when people hear independent, they don't understand the full length of independence, right? You can still go work with a major label and be independent. But the ownership and having ownership of your masters, your publishing, you know, just the rights to your music in general will create longevity for an artist that he can't see right now. A lot of times an up-and-coming artist or artist that's trying to make it will only see the money, and they'll sign those deals and take away their ownership.
Yep.
I'm not at that point right now because I've paid attention to big independent artists such as like Nipsey Hussle, right? Like I take a lot from his program. I think that's the best word I'm gonna use. I take a lot from his program. And realizing the importance of having that ownership. Now, do I want to work with a major label? Yes, I do want to work with a major label because they still have the machine.
Right.
They still have the money. They still have the power and the resources. So if I can couple that with what I already have going on my foundation, I feel like it'll work, you know, seamlessly. So the reality is, yes, I am looking to get in business with a major label, but the importance is to always keep my ownership in some sort of capacity.
Yeah.
I have to. It's non-negotiable for me to do that. I'm not going to give up my ownership to the things that I created, because you got to think, right? A lot of times when the labels come into the situations now, they haven't done anything prior to when you met with them. So everything that I've built, all of the money that I've spent, all of the music that I created, all of the late nights that I spent in the studio, all the blood, sweat, and tears, they had nothing to do with.
Right.
So why am I giving up my ownership to you?
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because now you see a benefit in investing into what I got going on after I've already built it.
Yep.
No, that is, you know, that's a poor way of thinking.
It is.
You know, it's a poor way of thinking.
It's like selling yourself.
It's like selling yourself, and that's why people say they call it selling your soul to a certain extent.
Yeah.
But no, I'm not in the business of doing that. I think I'm more so comfortable with betting on myself just because of the knowledge that I have and, my talent and my ability. I think that if I continue on the path, I know that if I continue on the path that I'm on right now, I'll get to that point with or without a label.
I think so too.
Thank you.
You are very knowledgeable. I see you on social media and stuff like that. So I'm like, you know your stuff. You know your stuff, and you're doing your thing. You're doing your thing.
And that's another reason why I've been pressing the issue about interviews and getting on these platforms so that I can speak and articulate in a way that can come across to people so that not only can they understand that I know my shit, but they can also see that I'm not faking the funk.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? When I tell you I own a business, I really own and run a business. When I tell you that I have artists, I'm really doing things for these artists and I'm really giving them real game and guidance and things that can help them. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. You can see it.
As I'm still doing it for myself.
See it in your work.
Yeah.
A lot of artists fake a lifestyle to sell music. Do you feel pressure to perform success?
No, I don't feel pressure to perform success because performing success is like the old model, right? The new model is to be able to show the ups and the downs.
Yeah.
Because that's how you create relatability. The more that you can relate with a consumer, a fan, or what have you, the more they're going to want to buy into your product.
Exactly.
And that is one of the biggest things that I've been focusing on lately is being relatable. I did like a little, I wouldn't call it a gimmick, but I did like a little content piece on Instagram. And it was like a whole rollout to it. And the reason why I did it was so that I can seem relatable to the people who are following my fans and what have you. So what I did was I created a fake eviction notice. I created a fake eviction notice and I posted it on my Instagram. I did like a little miniature sob story or whatever the case may be, to make it seem as though that I was losing my home or wherever I was staying. I knew that once I did that, that was going to be a thing that people were going to see. They were going to share it. They were going to tell people about it. One, that was my publicity and that was my advertisement. And then a couple weeks later, I followed up with a piece of content of me on a corner, bummy as hell. I didn't have.
I saw that one too.
You saw that?
Yeah.
I looked like I was homeless. And I created a hook on my video that of the homeless part, but then it went right into music. I planned all of that out strategically because I knew that if I did this will connect with somebody, and that's exactly what that did. It was a very relatable situation from top to bottom. There's multiple of people and a lot of
going through it.
That's going through that exact same thing.
With social media, I feel like it's a facade. Like I always say, you can be whatever you want to be on the internet.
For sure. And
a lot of people fake the funk. Like they can go out and buy all this designer and stuff. Like I remember it was a TikTok where it was a lady who was doing she was in the store and she was in this designer store and she was recording herself buying a designer handbag. She didn't know somebody was recording her.
Yeah.
She went and took the purse back. Same thing happened at Walmart. It was another guy who went and he was, had his camera out. I'm buying all these clothes for the kids and whatever. And then a lady coming after him and she seen this cart. It was like an older lady. Old people always nosy. So she seen all these clothes and stuff. And she went to the people, the cashier or whatever at Walmart, and she was basically asking what is going on with all these clothes. So she said a content creator came in here, bought all these clothes, recorded himself doing it, and came back the next day and returned it. And now he had to turn his comments off, and people were like, why would you do that? Yeah. So it's like a facade that people live online rather than saying I am going through this. I did get an eviction notice. I am I am going through these things. You know what I'm saying?
And I think it's okay for people to go through life.
Exactly, it's life.
And things happen.
Right.
But people get on the internet now and everything's a big highlight reel, and everybody wants to show off their highs, and I'm
nobody
just
wants to show the lows.
Nobody wants to show the lows, and I took it upon myself to do that. I want to want to show my lows. I want to show, my moments where it's I'm not so up. You know what I'm saying?
Because we're not always up.
Because we're not. And the people that are listening to my music and that are fans of me and supporting me, they're not always up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to have those real life moments in real times. And when I do those things, they may not always be my exact situation.
Right.
But it's
something that somebody's going through.
It's something that somebody's going through. And that's the point.
Relatable.
And that's the point.
And that's the thing, too. I stay on TikTok, so I'm going to be referring to TikTok a lot. But it was a lady on there saying how she likes to see relatable content because, like, it's more real. Like, you get on, like, for me, like I say, I'm always on TikTok, and it's always the Pilates girlies and done up and have to be all ready and stuff. And there was one lady, she had a bonnet on. She didn't have the crust all in her face. She was just talking. I was like, that's the content that I like, relatable content.
For sure.
Because I don't wake up, all done up all the time. I look a mess when I wake up.
Yeah.
So it's
as most people do.
Most people do. So it's okay for you to just wake up and actually like put out, your true self, because more people will be relatable to it rather than you faking this and who wants to do that?
For sure. And even when it comes down to just me being who I am as an artist, I think I really try to be, genuinely to who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you catch me on any given day, I'm probably gonna look like this. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be something that I'm not. I want to be who I am, and I know that that's going to relate to somebody, and I'm fine with that.
Even with, like, music, too, like, listening to music, I'm like, I don't want to hear all that other crazy stuff. I want to listen to music that I feel like, I feel him, I feel her. You know
exactly,
what I mean? So,
exactly.
Yeah.
And something that you can relate
to.
Because we at an age right now where we're not listening to NBA YoungBoy.
No, absolutely not.
We're not listening to that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's because the type of content in which he's speaking about doesn't correlate with our lives. It's not relatable.
It's not relatable.
So it's not something that we're going to feel.
Right.
So, I think that's important.
So we're going to veer off a little bit.
Okay.
Be honest. Well, you already honest. But be honest. If there were no social consequences, would men move differently with women?
When you say social consequences, can you elaborate on that? What you mean?
Social consequences. As far as, like, I don't know how to put it. Like,
are you talking about the internet?
Internet, that too. Even like with talking with women, that you're in like a conversation with a woman.
Okay.
Like social like that. I don't know if I'm making sense. But
ask me the question again.
Okay. Be honest. If there were no social consequences, would men move differently with women?
And I think that's the part that's confusing me because what are the social consequences? Do people have social consequences right now?
I guess.
What do those look like?
I guess in a way of saying, like, if you're, I'm trying to think, and it's in a way of when you're okay, me and you have a conflict, right?
Mm-hmm.
And say, for instance, there's a problem going on in our relationship or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of, Lord, I lost my train of thought. I'm sorry. If we going through something in a relationship and I decide to, like, no social consequence where I just stop saying something to you, like, stop talking to you.
Yeah.
Like, would you move differently?
I think guys move differently because of that now. So to answer your question, no, I don't think that guys would move differently. Well, I guess the answer would be yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Women are the forefront of a man, however we want to put that. And I think that our movement sometime is going to be dictated and dependent upon a woman to a certain extent. So yeah, I mean, any social consequence that a woman will give or that'll happen, a man is going to maneuver around that, and some are going to maneuver in a positive manner, and some are going to maneuver in a negative one. It just depends on the type of person that that they are. I don't know. I'm not really in the business of changing who I am and confining to those things. Like, it's just, I'm gonna be who I am. I'm gonna do things how I do it, and if you like it, let's rock. And if you don't, then like, all right, somebody else loves it. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's kind of one of them things. But yeah,
that one. I'm sorry. I'm horrible with trying to explain things.
Yeah, it's okay. We figured it out.
Yeah. Scenario: a man cheats but never gets caught. Did he really do anything wrong in his mind? And that's for like women and men.
No. A man cheating, he knows that he's doing wrong, but it's a subconscious thing. It's like not something that's on the forefront of his mind, because in his mind, what he's thinking about is getting what he's lacking for cheating in the first place. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, the main reason that he's there, or the main reason that this act is even happening, is because he's focused on what he's lacking in his original relationship. So he's not thinking about, whether this is wrong or right.
I think you say the same for women too.
Yeah, they're just thinking about the fulfillment of what they're doing there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and whatever, like you said, if you're lacking something from your partner, you're gonna go find it somewhere else. Right.
Yeah. I do want to touch on that topic a little bit more, because I think I think women have a negative stigma on cheating and men and cheating in general.
So what do you mean by that?
I think that there's an opportunity for some accountability in that.
Like, as far as like women taking accountability as
to why a man would cheat. You understand what I'm saying?
I can agree.
I think a lot of times when women hear, oh, he cheated on me or he cheated on her, they automatically assume that the man is wrong for what he was doing. And a lot of times there's not any accountability on the woman's part. And I'm not saying that cheating is okay, and I'm not condoning it.
Right.
But what I am saying is, like,
accountability.
8 times out of 10, that man cheating for a specific reason. And, I can't speak for other men, but a man like myself, I done communicated to you about what the needs and the wants are. You understand what I'm saying? So before I go do what I'm doing, hey, let me let you know. You know what I'm saying? It's up to you at that point to do something about it. And I think the people that's watching this are going to say, well, he could just leave her. Well, it's not always that easy.
And exactly, like you said, like, you communicate it over and over and over again. You basically, like, giving her a chance to get her shit together.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I've had, like, friends in situations, well, because of how I told them, like, They didn't like my answer to them.
Yeah.
So it was like, okay, well, he did this, and this. And I'm like, well, you didn't do
X, Y, and Z.
X, Y, and Z. Mm-hmm. So you have to sit with yourself. And I'm like, I spend a lot of time with myself, and I think about situations where I'm like, because I remember it was something where someone was saying, like, women don't leave good men. And I'm like, some of them do. Some of them literally, get to that point where that man's like, I'm tired of dealing with this. So he is a good man. He gonna leave,
Yeah.
But like, telling that friend, like, hey, you were wrong. He did say, like, this was going on, or she probably in this headspace of, oh, I don't feel like my best self, but you want to sit around and mope about it.
For sure.
And then when he get wandering eyes and he sees something that he like, I'm like, what are you supposed to do when he's literally like, you have the chance to get up, let's go out. Yet your homegirl's telling you, telling you to get up, get yourself together, but you don't want to do it.
Yeah.
So I think it is, like, you're right, accountability.
And a lot of times that man wants to be with that woman.
Exactly.
He wants to stay with that woman, but it's just, certain things that he needs or wants to be fixed. And,
exactly.
The woman has to take the accountability and say, okay, I hear you. I understand where you're coming from. Let me work on this. But if that's not happening, then how mad could you really be at a man for, you know what I'm saying? Now, this don't go for men that just cheat with no bearing reason. Like, if you just outside just because you trying to get you a quick one.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm not speaking about you. You dead wrong. You pretty lame too, brother. But, yeah.
Okay, here's a good one. Would you say your online takes out loud in a room full of women?
With my online, say that one more time.
Would you say your online takes out loud in a room full of women? I think we already know the answer to that. Yeah.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
Because I enjoy, I'm not going to say that I enjoy confrontation, but I enjoy being the person that's going to say what most people are afraid to say. Like, my friends, I got a good friend of mine, shout out to Flex. He says this all the time, like, bro, I ain't gonna say it, but I know you gonna say it. And I don't mind that. And that's with men and women. Like, I'm gonna be that guy that's just gonna say what everybody else is thinking, but not, willing to say it. And I don't mind being that person. I actually like to have those conversations because sometimes what I've noticed about myself and the way my brain works is that you may think a certain thing about something, a certain subject, and I may think the same way, but just differently. And you wouldn't have even thought to think from that perspective. And I'm normally the one to give people that other perspective. And when I have conversations with people, they're like, oh, I didn't even think about it like that. And, I'd be like, yeah, I mean, that's just the way my brain works.
Like an independent thinker, I think a lot of the times people are like group thinkers. So they were like, because one person is thinking something, everybody gravitate towards it rather than like you have Kanye West, you got Trump.
Yeah.
They gonna say it. Like I call them disruptors. And most of the time you need a disruptor that's gonna shake the room.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Like someone that's gonna go against the grain.
You need those type of people.
Too, because a lot of people cannot stand her for whatever reason. That's their, but for me, I like her because she's going against the grain.
Yeah.
You have so many people that just do it. And to be honest, you need that.
For sure.
Because like,
when you have a world full of followers and, people who just go along with the Joneses, you need those people who are going to go against the grain, like, and that's going to help you think outside of the box.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, I like going against the grain. I actually prefer to go against the grain. A lot of times, if somebody says something or is doing something, I'm going to go against the grain. Yeah, I'm just going to challenge it just because, like, it's no reason behind it. It's just my personality and who I am. Like, I'm going to challenge it. Like, I'll stand on what you saying.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because, like, a lot of the times people will say something, like, say, for instance, what is it? They will say a certain thing but not stand on it.
Yeah.
Like when it comes to like being like on social media, it'll be like, oh, bring back like the whole capri thing with women. Oh, we need to bring back capris and stuff like that. Go buy it and go wear it. Why are you putting it on social media? Like, why you want people to like? If you want people to get into it, I'm not gonna make a video. I'm gonna go buy it. I'm gonna go buy it and go wear it.
You know what? It's a good example that you just brought that up, right? Like. I preach to people all the time that you don't have to buy super expensive things for you to look nice and for you to be fly and be clean. And I went to Walmart and just bought some shoes the other day.
Look, Walmart, they be playing with Walmart. Look, I go in there and I'm in the shoes, I'm in the clothes. Like from back in the day up until now, like everything changes, of course, but Walmart got that shit.
So I haven't gotten into the clothes.
You got to the graphic tees.
Yeah, for sure. But I did go in there and grab some shoes, and I got 2 pairs, and I'm gonna figure out an outfit to put on with them, and I'm gonna show people because a lot of times when people see it, they're probably not even gonna know that they Walmart shoes the way I'm gonna wear it. You know what I'm saying? And that's just another thing of me like going against the grain. Like a lot of people would think that you have to wear designer shoes and you gotta wear designer clothes and. Nah, I'm gonna show you that I can still look like you. Yeah. And have cheaper, on, and it's cheaper.
And I didn't hurt my pockets by doing it.
Doing it. I'm just at a point right now as an artist, I think the more creative that I can be, the better. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like that creativity helps me stand out compared to the other artists already. So I think if I can lean more into that, I think that'll help me propel myself as well.
I think so too.
Yeah.
Just being, I wouldn't say different, but also just staying true to yourself too.
For sure.
Okay, here we go. Has independence made women harder to love? Scenario: If a woman never needs help, is she intentionally pushing people away? Same thing for men.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I'm probably not gonna say this right, but we just having a conversation.
Yeah.
I think that the whole independent woman thing has gotten to women head to a point to where it's like now you're forcing the independence. You understand what I'm saying? It's like you don't have to be like that. You're choosing to be that way. When you have people who or a village around you that's willing to help you and do certain. I'm gonna give you a good example, and people are gonna hate me for this, but it is what it is. Single mothers. I'm gonna say 50% of single mothers are single mothers because they wanted to be, not because they had to be. Right? I think when we start getting into the whole independent thing, that's like a character per se, right? Like it's like, oh, look at me, I'm this independent woman that take care of these kids all by myself and blase, blah.
Like wanting something out of that.
When it's
yeah,
right, and that's fine, that's cool. But the thing is that you don't have to. That didn't have to be that.
Yeah.
You chose that to be your lane, your path, because you didn't want to deal with the dad for whatever personal reason, right? It wasn't a situation of dad doesn't want to be a part of the child's life. It's not dad is not trying to financially support. It's you feel a way about X, Y, and Z, and now you want to bear this I'm independent woman thing, you know?
Yeah. I think so. It's to a place where, like, I think, like, we need each other. Men need women, women need men. And I'm not, like, afraid to say it. Like, I'm a damsel in distress. Like, if I'm having a bad day, even if I'm having, like, a bad day or something didn't go my way or whatever, I'm texting my man. I'm a damsel in distress. I need it. I need you. Come help me. You know what I'm saying? But I think for the most part, it's, like, it is a character that a lot of women have developed, have gotten, because I was once there before too, where I don't need this, I don't need that, let me do it by myself. But and I had a friend, she's an older lady, and she was like, she held my hand, she said, yes you do, like you do need help, because like I'm here, I'm by myself, I don't have any parents, and all of my family is up north or in overseas and stuff like that. So my kid's father, all of his family is here. So like I sometimes like when I was at that moment, I was at a place where I was like, I'm not going to call them, I'm not going to do this. But it was to a point where I'm like, you know what? I can't do anything. Like, I'm not taking care of myself properly. I'm tired all the time. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, so we had to sit down. How can we fix this? Where can we go? Like, we will help you. He told me, I will help you. So now, like, whenever I'm like, okay.
And that feels a lot better.
A whole lot better. Oh, like, I sent the text this morning. I'm like, hey, text him. I have to work Sunday. I got you. And it's so easy, so breezy. Yeah. Like, it's healthier. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
So, and like, you're just able to like, just move forward in a positive light. And this, so much stress just
falls off of you.
Fall right
and
off.
I think that's where like this like, we're getting to the point now where people are saying women are becoming more masculine than men, and men are becoming more feminine. I don't see it as that. I think that women are just trying to assume a more masculine type of, behavior.
Yeah.
And I think it comes from that I have to be independent. And the way that they go about it is in a negative way. Like, you can still be independent and still have help.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Like, that ties back into music.
Exactly.
It's the same exact thing. Like, you can still be independent and have people help you. That doesn't mean you're not independent. But yeah, so.
It's like what you're saying with the label thing. Like, you can still have your ownership and like
and still have and a lot of times
Yeah.
you need that.
You need it, yeah.
You need it. So I never really understood the whole like women being I gotta be like super independent, because at the end of the day, you need that help. And I think that's where a lot of the aggression stems from. Like I can always tell a super like independent woman by how aggressive she is. Like you aggressive because you got a lot of built up like
tension and anger, you
animosity inside of you
Yeah.
because of you having to feel like that you have to be super independent. Now, the 50% that don't have the help or can't get it, I understand.
Yeah.
But a lot of times y'all ain't gotta be like that. Y'all just choosing to be like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's a village for a reason. Like,
For sure.
Lean on them.
And
And all that animosity towards baby daddies. Can we stop that?
God.
Please, let's end that. It's 2026.
just don't post it on the internet.
Yeah, like.
Keep that to yourself. Keep that
what
to
are we
your
gonna
group
do?
chat.
What are we going to do? We're going to like.
Are you telling the world about?
And then get upset. Everybody in my business. You put it out there. We wouldn't know if you wouldn't have done that.
Yeah,
and for women, like I can speak for women, it doesn't look good. Like you can tell when you can see, like, for me, I don't know, I observe a lot, and I'm like, I hear, like, when I hear issues and stuff, I'm like, you kind of look like it. Like you can tell, like, all that. It doesn't make you look good at all.
It doesn't. And it to a man, I could tell you right now, to a man, that's a super like, let me stay away from
you.
You know what I'm saying? Because I already, if you're doing this to this man, or this is happening right now in your situation, what are you going to do to me?
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying?
Something 10 times worse.
Something 10 times worse, and that's not something that we trying to do. Yeah.
So going back to music, how would you describe your journey so far?
How would I describe my journey so far? I would describe my journey so far as I would say interesting.
Yeah.
That's the best word that I would use. It's been interesting. Like, I would have never thought when I started, like, taking it serious that I would be where I am right now. And when I say where I am, I mean, like, to the point where, like, my name's starting to become a household name. My brand is starting to be recognized. My music is getting to a point where I'm making dollars from my music. And that's what I mean by that. Like, it's interesting because I didn't realize all of those things that I was doing when I first started to build my foundation would get me to where I'm at right now. And I still have a long way to go. Don't get it confused. But the journey of me getting here has been interesting. Now, interesting can be a multitude of things to people watching this, right? And I want to say that there's been ups and there's been downs. There's been times where I'm like, F this music. I don't want to do it. It's not doing anything for me. Nothing's changing. And then there's been moments where I'm like, yo, I can't believe this is happening. Like we performed at the Howard Theater last year. And I was just in awe of the fact that I was even able to be on that stage.
Yeah.
One of my biggest, local, I wouldn't say local, but one of my people that I look up to in my lane of music, Primo Rice, I was actually able to get on tour with him and do music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, it's been an interesting situation, and I think God has given me these blessings and opportunities for a reason, and I'm looking forward to see what else He has in store,
Yeah. So what else do you have planned? Like, do you have any projects you're working on now? Or?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I have. So when I say plan, I'm just gonna give you everything across the board. So I'm working on a EP. I'm working on an album solely for myself. Also coordinating with my artist, and we're working on our joint project. Coming up with a second version of that. I have a new artist that I'm going to be bringing on. I'm not going to say any names until I actually get the paperwork done, but I'm working on actually getting his role out together and working on that project. I have a compilation project that I have in the tuck with various artists from Richmond in the area that's kind of on hold right now, but that's something that I'm working on as well. So Man, I got a lot of stuff that I'm working on. I have a show that I'm doing on May 16th. Holler at me to get your tickets. That I'm opening up for Currency. So I'm kind of really just like,
Yeah.
I'm working.
Working, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm working, and I'm putting myself in these situations that put a lot on my plate. But I always say this: the goal was to always eat. So I can't complain about having a lot on my plate. And all of these things that I'm doing right now is like I'm planting seeds. I'm planting seeds over here, I'm planting seeds over there and over there. And, I may be focused on this one plant today, but when I turn around, the other seeds that I planted will have grown into, you know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to manage it all right now.
Yeah.
That's the most important part right now, is like figuring out managing it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Finish this sentence. If I wasn't from Richmond, I would have been...
If I wasn't from Richmond, I would have been... I would have been rich. And I don't mean that in the sense of money. I just mean like I still would have been me. Like, I think with my mindset and just the type of person that I am, it didn't matter where I came up at. I was always going to get to this point.
Yeah.
I was always going to, find my way in music and figure out, how I can insert myself. I don't think that my geographic location was going to change that at all. I have family that's from Boston. And they're heavily into music up there, and not necessarily in the music industry, but just enjoying music.
Yeah.
And I think that if I would have been there, if my family would have, my mom just told me the other day, she was like, sometimes I just wish that I would have kept you up there in Boston so you could have went to school up there. And I just feel like if I would have went to school there, the same thing would have happened. You know what I'm saying? So, if I wasn't from Richmond, I'd still be rich.
Yeah, I had an aunt. I think it's just like an older people thing. They say that because my aunt, she would say the same thing too, like trying to pull me from here to get me in DC. She was like, "You would do so much better up here with us," and I'm like, "Am I not?" Like I said, it's kind of like, well, like what am I not doing here? Like, what am I doing wrong? Like, I'm still. I feel like I'm doing great, you know. And it's like, for her, like she's not really seeing what I'm doing because she's not here.
Yeah.
So it's just off of what she see, and it's always like the negative parts. I live in Petersburg, so it's like seeing that. But I'm like, I'm doing great. My kids are flourishing. I'm flourishing. I have a business. I'm working. I'm doing great. So going up there, what else? I mean, I would still be coming down here, you know,
to do what?
To do the same thing.
Yeah.
So, when it's all said and done, what do you want people to feel when they hear your name and your music?
When it's all said and done, when that time comes for me to hang my jersey in the Raptors, right? I want people to look at my name and my music as, I want people to see it as a staple. I want it to be a household name that people are going to remember for dancing to the beat of my own drum. Mm-hmm. You know, like I want people to think about that when they think about my name. I want people to think about that when they think about my music, right? Mm-hmm. And the reason why I say that is because I've had the opportunity to go different paths when it comes to music and my name, right? Like I came up in an area where there was 50% of the guys who were on a straight and narrow doing school and, you know, just being cool guys. And then I had the other 50% of guys who were in the hood, selling drugs, you know, gang banging, whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. And I've always had a free mind and the freedom to make that decision for myself. And I always felt like that I'm going to make whatever decision that I feel is best for me. Mm-hmm. And I've always done that my whole life. And when it's all said and done, I think that I want people to take from that You know, I want my nieces and my nephews and my sons and my younger cousins to say, you know what? Everybody's telling me that I should do this, but I'm going to go do this because this is what I love and what I believe in. And I want to show people that it's possible. I want to show people that you can come from a small town like Richmond who doesn't have, like, you know, the big infrastructure and still make something of yourself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
a lot of times when you hear about these big name artists, they come from places where it's regular
Already
for
there,
yeah,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying, for artists to blow up or get big. You don't hear about that coming from Richmond too much. Like, we
Right.
have a few artists who have, you know, made their way into the music industry and have been successful to a certain extent, right? But when they think about Rich, I want them to think about me doing it on a whole nother level, and I'm doing it my way.
Right.
And I want other people to see that and say, I can do the same exact thing. I think the word I'm trying to find is, I want to be the inspiration.
Inspiration, yeah.
I think that's the best word to use. I want to be the inspiration. And I feel like right now I'm still the inspiration to a lot of people that come from my section. And of course, you know, I'll get everybody else once they start feeling like I'm successful. But in my eyes, I'm already successful because I've done way more than artists who've been doing music longer than I have. You understand what I'm saying? So to a certain extent, I'm already successful. But, you know, people have to see success on a larger scale for them to say, like, you know, oh, he made it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But in my eyes, I made it. I'm just an East End guy who come from a middle class, you know what I'm saying, neighborhood, and I'm doing well for myself in music. When you go out and you ask people who Pay2Play Rich is, if you connected, they gonna tell you. They know. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So yeah, that's what I would say. I want to be the inspiration.
Okay. If you could leave one message for the next artist coming out of RVA, trying to build something, what would you tell them?
I would tell them to be themselves and to find a team of people who have the same beliefs and drive that they have. That's a recipe to win. You know what I'm saying? That's what I would tell them. Like, any artist that's listening to this or that see this, bro, please just be who you are. Because the thing is that the streets is gonna talk. And when I say the streets, I don't mean necessarily like, you know, the hood or whatever the case may be. I'm just saying, like, out there in the world, people are going to talk. The minute that you say, oh, I'm doing music or I'm doing X, Y, and Z, people are going to talk about it. Whether you know it or not, they're going to send it to other people. They're going to put it in their group chats. They're going to talk about it in, you know, in private. And if your name and your image and your music is not adding up to those conversations that they having in those rooms, you are not going to go far. And I think that the reason why I'm getting to where I'm going is the fact that people are having these conversations and things are adding up. You know what I'm saying? Like,
because you say you are who you are, and you are who you say you are.
Exactly. I am who I say I am, and I know that now. And you know what? I think that bothers people too, because anytime a person knows who they are and they say that they know who they are, that offends people. Because some people don't know who they are, and they haven't.
Like, oh, you're too cocky, you're too confident. I know who the fuck I am.
Exactly. And you know? You can't be mad at me for figuring that out. Like, you go figure it out. It's projection,
because it's like they can't sit with themselves.
Yeah.
So it's like insecure. So when you see someone with that aura, you know what I'm saying, like a strong aura, you walk in the room and you just take over.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, dang, you know,
For
start tucking their tail.
Exactly.
So that's what it is.
And I can always tell the people who feel that resentment towards me.
Yeah.
I don't say it. I never show my hand, but I can always tell when I'm dealing with people and talking, just basic conversation, that my presence and my,
bothers them.
It bothers people. And I'm okay with that. You know what I'm saying? I understand who I am, and I know that that's going to offend people, and I kind of like it a little bit, be offended. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
we got to get used to being like that, because, like, I hate the word, like, overconfident or cocky and stuff like that. It's like, no. I'm true to myself, and I'm going to wear it. Because why would I sit in why would I back myself into a corner to make you feel, you know, better about yourself?
Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
We're not going to do that.
No. And I don't think anybody should do that. Yeah. Anybody that's watching this, bro, be who you are. And if that offends people, fuck them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't not be who I am. I'm never going to not be me, because it's, you know, it's going to make you feel better. Like, nah, like, you know, I had, you know, there's people who, you know, say things about the fact that I wear jewelry or, I'm always dressed really nice when I go out. I'm sorry, I like to be presentable.
Is it like what?
I can't help
Yeah.
the fact that
You would want to look good. And
this is just who I am.
Who you are,
You know what I'm saying? Like, I tell people all the time, I may go buy designer drawers.
Yeah.
I know that's crazy, but I know that I have them on and I want to wear them.
So why is it a problem?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And again, to other people, it's gonna always hurt them. You know what I mean? A hurt dog is always gonna holler.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
So let us know where we can find you. Instagram, all of the upcoming things within the next week, next few days you have. I know you talked about your EP and your album and stuff that. Floor is yours.
Okay. Again, I go by Pay2Play Rich. You can find me on all platforms at P2P Rixh. And if you cut on your radio right now, you might hear me there as well. This is Pay2Play.net. Is my website, the official website for Pay2Play. So please make sure when you get a chance to go check that out. Go buy something from us, man. Go support us, Go buy some music, go buy some merch. Book your next photo shoot with us or your next video. Instagram is Pay2Play Rich, spelled out. Rich is with a X, Rixh, Pay2Play Rich. Twitter, TikTok, all Pay2Play Rich. Anywhere you look, just make sure you go look. Just whatever you do, just go look it up. Go look me up, and if you want to, you can Google me. I'm there. I'm there too, baby. It's whatever you want to do. But again, thank you. I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
I hit you up because I enjoy this and what you're doing.
Thank you.
And I think that you're doing a good job at it. So definitely, if you needed a sign to continue to keep doing what you're doing, keep doing that. The professionalism within your podcast is appealing. So definitely, keep on your journey and keep pushing. And I'm hoping that, we can get some good clips out of this that'll get us some engagement. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yeah. I'm going to put all of the links in the description box below. And thank you guys for watching. We'll be back again for another episode.